We're back with the Screen Team on today's Talk 930 KWOC 93.3 FM. We want to thank our sponsors, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, where Walmart is next door to us. Also, Fearless Social, probably supporting some great organizations here in the Bluff, like OFRA, Boys and Girls Club, and the UCAN. And Poplar Bluff Drywall. They do interior and exterior finishing, commercial and residential. 714-3127. Poplar Bluff Drywall, we rock. And remember to check out the Screen Team on our official website at screenteampb.com. And before we get into The Punisher, Michael, I wanted to talk a second about your entertainment site. You have started a blog and a website as well. Why don't you tell us about it?
Why, yes, indeed, I have. I was not expecting you to bring that up, so I'm kind of proud right now. But anyway, it's called Salted Popcorn. It does have a Facebook page where I share a lot of the big movie news that I see that have been released. I share it with the page. I also have a blog on Wix.com, which is a really nice blogging presentation site. If you guys ever need to use, I used it for a couple of school projects, and it works really well. It's really easy to use. But I haven't done anything with the blog in a while. Recently, it's had some issues where, for some reason, if you typed in the URL, it wouldn't bring you to it. But as far as I know, it's working fine right now. The last review I had up for it was Avengers: Age of Ultron, and before that was Furious 7. So I'm kind of keeping up with the new releases. Probably after I go see Mad Max this Tuesday, I'll write up a review and put that on the blog as well. So Salted Popcorn, it's got a Facebook page. Go like it, please. And it's got somewhere in there you'll find a link to the blog. So check that out and let me know what you think.
Very good. Salted Popcorn. Check it out on Facebook. Our next film, guys, in this Marvel trifecta. Marvel.
The early days.
Let's talk about the Punisher. This movie came out in 2004. Movie stars John Travolta and Thomas Jane as the Punisher.
Oh, God.
So what's this guy's superpower? What does he do?
I don't know.
He has no superpower.
He has no superpower.
That's what's really interesting about him. He's just a guy full of hate, pretty much. Yeah. He's like, if you guys ever played the video game Kratos, Punisher is like a modern-day Kratos with guns instead of swords.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
upset because his family got brutally murdered, correct?
Yes, he was an undercover cop, and at the beginning of the movie, he's doing this undercover drug deal with this mob family, and it goes wrong, and this dude gets killed, and the dude's dad gets angry and finds out who Tom Jane plays Frank Castle, who is the Punisher. What's the Punisher's real name? And he goes after the Punisher.
You gotta do it just like that. The Punisher.
The Punisher. I love that voice. And yeah, the mob goes after Frank Castle's family. Tries to kill Frank Castle, but as in the case of most superhero movies, they fail. And then, of course, Frank Castle comes back from the dead, and yeah, and he's causing trouble for the mob. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna punish them.
So he's causing trouble for the mob. Did this movie cause trouble for your stomachs? Did you like this film, Kadam?
It was okay. Not really. I spent probably about 2 hours watching it on a cell phone, which has amazing graphics, by the way.
That's okay. Not really.
And I was in the hospital watching it. Had a few good tense moments, but
you were in the hospital watching it.
I was in the hospital.
This is great, man. This is great.
They have free Wi-Fi. Why not? You know.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
But I was watching it. It's been a couple hours. It had a couple tense moments where I kind of gripped the phone a little bit too hard. The case fell off. But it had quite a few puns to it. It was pretty nice.
The Punisher.
Yeah. See.
Look at you guys are on fire today, man.
Need an ice bucket challenge.
So what was it? What was it about this film that didn't really, grab your interest?
Not a big fan of the revenge kind of superheroes. Mm-hmm. I've always been a powerful kind of, Thor. I'm a huge fan of Thor. You know that. Everybody knows that.
You are Thor. That's why.
I got a Thor hammer in my car. Don't judge.
Told you.
See, but just the revenge kind of superhero thing is just almost generic kind of thing. If I want to watch that kind of thing, I'd watch maybe CSI or something like that.
Yeah.
Something happened, then they try to save it, and then they do, that kind of thing. But other than that, the acting was pretty decent. It was nice.
John Travolta,
At the end, it got on my nerves with John. He just stood there in the back. It's like, you okay, man? I'm just laying down. Just relax, and it's okay.
It's okay.
Like,
Don't punish me.
Michael, are you on the same thought line as Kadam, or did you really like it?
I liked it a little more than Kadam did. It definitely wasn't as bad as Daredevil. I will tell you that right now. I like it almost just because it's almost like a guilty pleasure movie to me. I acknowledge that it's not the best movie ever. It's far from that. But I like it just for what it is. It's got a lot of violence in it. The acting, like Kadam said, was decent. I actually have never heard of Thomas Jane before. What else has he been in? I don't even know.
That's a very, very good question.
I feel like that's what most people would. If someone said Thomas Jane, if anybody knew about him, he would say, "Oh, he played the Punisher in 2004."
Yeah.
Don't know if that's something you'd want on your resume, but I think it's pretty cool.
I thought it was pretty funny when they got the Russian in, and it was Kevin Nash from WWF.
Oh my gosh, really?
I thought that was hilarious. And then his face got burned.
That's one of my favorite parts of the movie, just because he's dressed like Popeye, and he got that classical music playing in the background. They're just trashing his apartment. It's one of the best scenes in the movie, you get him. It's really good.
That one was pretty good. I enjoyed Kevin Nash.
I actually have no idea who that is. So.
You don't know? That hurts
I
again.
don't know Kevin Nash. I'm sorry.
My feelings.
He's
all day today.
he's a wrestler, correct?
He's a wrestler, yeah.
He's a wrestler.
Wrestler.
It makes sense. He looked like a wrestler.
Kyle would know who.
Yeah.
Kyle wouldn't know who he is. Yeah, he'd probably be staring at me with daggers in his eyes right now when I said, as soon as he listens to this, he'll be like, he doesn't know who Kevin Nash is.
I'm going to have to give him a lesson or two, or three.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if I get home with a Facebook message from him like, you listen here now, you little...
So one of my big issues with this film is this film is supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be edgy. It was rated R, right? I felt like the movie didn't really push that boundary to go to that particular length. It kind of felt like a rated PG-13 movie that had a couple of, maybe cuss words in it to make it a rated R film. And it didn't feel like it really had that dark grip to it.
Like that PG-13 movie that had that just a one F-bomb to kind of push it just over the...
PG-13 and a half, maybe.
PG-13 and a half.
PG-13 and a half.
I love that.
John Travolta, did you guys like his performance?
He was John Travolta.
Bland. I'm sorry. John Travolta, Grease, that was cool. Guilty pleasure. I do like Grease.
Wow.
Think Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction's good.
He's even got the same hairdo.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Just waiting for Samuel L. Jackson to pop out of nowhere. But he never did.
I've had it with these mother effing assassins in this mother effing hotel or whatever.
That's right, man. It's a classic movie. Okay, Rebecca Romaine. Were we fans of her in the movie?
She was in the movie?
Yeah.
Who'd she play?
She plays the girl interest in the film. She plays Joan.
No way.
Yeah, man.
Mystique was in this movie?
Mystique was in this film.
Oh my gosh.
You guys missed it. You guys were falling asleep at the wheel.
I'm not used to seeing her without blue scaly skin and red hair.
I was in the hospital, so that's my excuse.
You were on a cell phone.
Cell phone with amazing 1080p graphics.
But she was good, I thought. Yeah.
Okay. So they did a sequel to this film. Did you guys see the sequel?
Warzone, yes. It's been a while, but I have seen it, yes.
Did you guys like it?
It's okay. It definitely did push the boundary. It definitely did feel more like an R-rated movie. There's a lot more violence, a lot more of the R-rated stuff. Yeah. Yeah. What's his name? Ray Stevenson? Ray Stevenson played Frank Castle. So it feels more like a reboot than a sequel, but it definitely is a sequel since it does take place after, like a few years after he became the Punisher. So, like I said, I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't really remember a whole lot about the plot, but I remember a lot of violence. I remember this dude with a scarred-up face whose name is Jigsaw. All I can think about is a Saw franchise when I think of that. But considering the fact that I remembered all the violence, I guess they did something right.
Sweet. We're going to have to check that one out.
Definitely.
Sure.
All right.
Sounds great.
Coming up after the break, we're going to review the hottest movie out right now. It's Avengers Age of Ultron. That's next on Today's Talk 930 KWOC.